What's up, you guys? Steve here with a breaking news update regarding the stimulus checks. This is your stimulus check update and your stimulus package update, and it has been confirmed this morning that the stimulus checks, the third round of $1,400 checks, they will be changing. Now, yesterday, we had the breaking news coming out that we had progressive Democrats calling for monthly stimulus checks and further extensions of unemployment, calling for more provisions. But that same day, we had moderate Democrats, on the other hand, saying that the current provisions that are being proposed in this package needed to be reduced. Smaller, more targeted stimulus check and unemployment provisions. Well, today we have heard that President Joe Biden has made a decision as he was getting pulled from both ends of the Democratic Party. And today we have received confirmation that they will be limiting the income eligibility requirement for those who get stimulus checks. So in other words, less people are going to be getting stimulus checks. This has been confirmed today. So the stimulus bill that we saw passed in the House of Representatives, that 591-page bill, it will be modified. It will not be passing as is. There will be additional changes along with that $15 per hour minimum wage that's going to be pulled out. Stimulus checks will be changed and other provisions are still up in the air, including unemployment benefits. And today we're seeing articles pop up like this with this breaking news. Stimulus check legislation backed by President Biden changes income limits. Biden limits eligibility for stimulus payments under pressure from moderate Senate Democrats, and Biden agrees to stricter income limits for getting $1,400 stimulus checks. Posted March 3rd, 2021, 10:54 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you guys, this just came out this morning. It is official. It is going to be changed. So we're going to dive into these articles. I'm going to get you caught up on the details regarding these changes so you know what's happening as of today, March the 3rd, 2021. But before we dive in, if you could do me a quick favor, it'll just take a second. If you like and appreciate these updates, keeping you up to date on stimulus checks, the stimulus bill, Congress, the economy, anything having to do with money, if you could just take a second and smash that like button, I would appreciate it. It helps out the channel. Like button, comments, and sharing these videos out on social media platforms to anybody that you think might be interested. It helps out my channel. Thank you so much. And if this is your first time here and you're not already a part of the viewing community, the Ram fam, and you'd like to stay up to date on all those things, why don't you go ahead and take a second to smash the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so that way as soon as I upload videos, you can get notified right away. And be sure to follow me as well on Instagram at SteveRam3 because I do my best to respond to as many questions here on YouTube as I can, but there's a lot, so I miss a lot of them. But if you really got to get a hold of me, Instagram is also a great way to get a hold of me as well. And always remember that here on YouTube, when I do respond to comments, you'll see a gray stripe on the name. Now, if you don't see that, please use caution because there's a lot of imposters and scammers out there trying to pose as me, trying to steal your information. Remember, I'll never give out random phone numbers here or recommend you to some random assistant or try to sell you Bitcoin or ask for your bank account information, okay? So please use caution if you don't see that gray stripe. But you guys, now let's go ahead and dive into this breaking news that just came out today regarding the stimulus checks, the stimulus package, and what's happening today in Congress. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So link in the description below to this article that just came out about an hour ago if you'd like to check it out for yourself. And it says, Biden limits eligibility for stimulus payments under pressure from moderate Senate Democrats. And it says, President Biden has agreed to narrow eligibility for the new round of $1,400 stimulus payments in his $1.9 trillion pandemic relief bill under pressure from moderate Senate Democrats who've pushed for more targeted spending in the bill. Under the new structure, the checks would phase out faster for those with higher income levels, compared to the way that the direct payments were structured in Biden's initial proposal and the version of the bill passed by the House on Saturday. All right, so now let's take a look at this change to the income eligibility requirements. So you guys, here it is, and it's going to get cut down significantly. Take a look. The article says the new structure would phase out checks for individuals making $80,000 a year or above. So before, in order for you to get a full stimulus check, you had to make $75,000 a year or less. The phase out was $75,000 to $100,000, and anything over that, you didn't get a check because you made too much money. Well, now the phase out is $75,000 to $80,000, and anything over that, you don't qualify for a check. So a massive, drastic reduction in the phase out process. And also for couples filing jointly, it says it's $160,000 a year or higher. So before it was $150,000 to $200,000 for the phase out, now it's $150,000 to $160,000. So if you make over $160,000 a year as as a couple filing jointly, you're not going to be eligible for this stimulus check. Now it says the original proposal, which is included in the bill that passed the House, had phased out for payments of individuals making $75,000 a year. So they messed up right there. That's supposed to say $100,000. That's all right. They got confused, and it says for couples making $200,000 a year. That is correct. Now it says the changes were confirmed by a Democratic aide who spoke on conditions of anonymity to describe internal deliberations. So you guys, that was today. This took place today. We've received confirmation that this is changing in the bill. But that's not all. There are other proposed changes that are currently on the table that we've heard about. Take a look at this. Reading on, the article says, Senator Jeanine Shaheen was among those who had called for changing the eligibility levels for the checks, telling reporters this week, I think we could drop it below $200,000 and still get households that really need it. She said she would hope to redirect the savings from the change toward other needs such as hospitals. Now, narrowing eligibility for the stimulus checks was just one of the changes that moderates like Shaheen and Joe Manchin had been seeking. Several were also eyeing changing the structure of the federal unemployment benefits in the bill to keep them at $300, their current level, rather than raising them up to $400 as proposed by Biden and passed in the House. Now, according to this aide, that change will not be adopted by Senate Democrats. So we're going to see what unfolds. We heard that this was on the table yesterday, but now we're hearing this leaked information from this aide saying it's not going to be adopted. But whatever unfolds, I'll be sure to keep you guys up to date. Alright you guys, so while I'm recording this, I just saw CNN release a breakdown that's going to help you visually kind of see this for individuals, heads of household, and couples filing jointly. So let's take a look. This just came out 28 minutes ago, and it shows if you make $75,000 a year or less as an individual, you get a check. 75 to 80 is the phase out, and if you make more than that, you don't get a check. Heads of household, it's going to be $112,500, $112,500 to $120 for the phase out, and if you make over $120,000 as a head of a household, you don't get a check. And for couples filing jointly, as we said, $150,000 a year or less to get a full check, $150 to $160 now for the phase out, and anything over that, you don't get a check. So here's a breakdown that just came out 28 minutes ago from CNN. But that's not all. In addition to that, we've also received word that they're going to be pulling out a couple other items as well that they've deemed not related to the pandemic. Take a look at this. These two controversial projects will be pulled from the pandemic bill according to Pelosi's office. And it says two big projects originally slated to be part of the pandemic relief bill but criticized as being unrelated to the pandemic will be pulled from the package. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's office confirmed to CNN on Tuesday. The original bill passed by the House included $1.425 billion in funding to help with transit rail capital projects, including the extension of the Bay Area Rapid Transit line from San Jose to Santa Clara, California. It had been part of the $30 billion in support for public transportation in the relief package, but Pelosi's office said on Tuesday that the Senate parliamentarian had ruled against its inclusion because it was part of a pilot project. The relief package will also no longer include funding for the Seaway International Bridge in upstate New York. The $1.5 million in funding had been proposed during the Trump administration and supported by Republican Representative Elise Stefanik, whose district includes the bridge. So they're saying that these items are not related to pandemic help. They're going to be pulling them out as well. So not only are they going to be making targeted the provisions for stimulus checks and unemployment, they're also kind of cleaning up the bill as well. So huge breaking news coming out this morning. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you believe that we should have these more targeted to help those most in need? Or do you feel like this is going to be cutting out a lot of people that need help as well? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And once again, you guys, I'll be sure to keep you up to date on everything here on the channel. So if you're not already subscribed, be sure to do so. Smash the subscribe button as information rolls out. I'll keep you up to date. And if you like and appreciate this update and you haven't already, why don't you go ahead and smash the like button, and also follow me on Instagram as well at SteveRam3. And I'll do my best to, as information comes out, to get you guys new videos on the latest for the bill as it is changing. So you guys, hope this reaches you well. I'll be sure to keep you up to date. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.